In today's video, we are going to go over trunk rotation with walking. We're going to talk about why we rotate our trunk when we walk, why you might lose the ability to rotate your trunk when you walk, and of course, exercises to help you restore your ability to rotate your trunk when you walk. If you're new to this channel, I'm Tara, I'm a neurologic physical therapist, and on this channel we talk about anything and everything related to mobility, health, fitness, and mindset in the context of neurologic injury with the end goal of empowering you with as many tools as possible to take ownership of your rehab and your health, to live an overall more active, more mobile, pain-free, happier, healthier life. And all that said, today we are going to go over trunk rotation. It does come up quite a bit in the comments, and it comes up quite a bit with the patients that I see in person. Is after you lose the ability to walk due to some sort of neurologic injury, it is a very common goal that I hear that people want to relearn how to rotate their trunk. So either they tell me they feel like they walk like a robot, so maybe that's you, that you feel like you're just very stiff when you walk, or for some of you, you just feel like it doesn't look normal, like you just don't look natural when you walk, and for some reason you've concluded that that is because you are not rotating your trunk, but for whatever reason, people come in with that specific goal. I need to learn how to rotate my trunk, or another common one is swing the arms, which they kind of go hand in hand. Swinging the arms and rotating the trunk kind of go together. But before we get into all the reasons why you might lose the ability to rotate your trunk and how to restore it, let's just talk about why we rotate our trunk in the first place. So, big picture, when we're little and we first learn how to walk and our body mechanics, we're exploring and learning how to move our bodies, we don't think about rotating our trunk. It is just something that happens. It is just a matter of physics that when you advance one leg in order to efficiently keep forward movement, forward progression, forward momentum, our upper body kind of counter rotates to compensate for the direction that our hips rotate. So when we advance one leg, there's a slight pelvic rotation in one direction. The upper body counter rotates in the opposite direction. Again, it's just physics, and it just keeps us efficiently moving forward. So why do I tell you that? Is we didn't think about how to rotate our trunk the first time around, and we are most certainly not going to be thinking about how to rotate our trunk the second time around. So this is not necessarily a video on how to teach your trunk how to rotate when you're walking. However, there are structural reasons why you might lose the ability to rotate your trunk after a neurologic injury. And if you can identify that, there are specific exercises that you can do to help naturally restore your ability for your trunk to rotate when you are walking. So let's talk about what those things are. Why might you lose the ability to rotate your trunk after a neurologic injury? One is just stiffness. So your body just becomes very rigid, either due to spasticity, due to an abnormal synergy pattern, or just due to fear with walking. And so your trunk muscles just become very rigid, and that's very common. If that is you, then we want to stretch and just make the structures around the trunk that allow us to rotate, allow them to relax and teach them how to relax so that you can restore this unconscious and natural trunk rotation. So we are going to go through some stretches for that. The other reason is you can't dissociate your upper body from your lower body. So why does this happen? Sometimes it just happens after certain neurologic injuries. Sometimes it happens, again, due to fear, and you just stiffen up. Other reasons are you just haven't moved in a while, and so you've just lost that sensation or that feeling. And in that case, then we want to work on active trunk rotation. So actually strengthening the muscles that help to rotate the trunk. And the final category that I can think of is just fear with relaxing in general. So with walking, standing, you just can't relax, and so your body just stiffens up, and primarily through your core, because you're just not comfortable in standing. And if that is you, then we want to get our feet or get into standing positions that are a little bit uncomfortable and work on trunk rotation. So get yourself out of your comfort zone a little bit and work on trunk rotation. And we are going to go through those types of exercises to do that today. So just to recap, we're going to go through some exercises to stretch the muscles around the trunk if they're stiff. Then we're going to go through some exercises to restore active trunk rotation. If maybe your body just from being in bed for a while or sitting in a wheelchair for a while and not walking, you just haven't had to rotate your trunk a whole lot. So we're going to go through some active trunk rotation, and then we're going to go through some balance exercises that incorporate trunk rotation. Now, I know for some of you that have been around for a while, I've done a video on trunk rotation before, but I'm going to try and add some new exercises in case you've been doing those ones for a while. So definitely stay to the end of this video, because we are going to change it up a little bit as far as some of the drills that you can do to restore your ability to rotate your trunk with standing and walking. But I can't stress it enough, we do not think about rotating our trunk. It is just something that happens. So master the drills, but then when you actually get up to walk, my biggest suggestion is that you just relax, trust the drills, kind of feel your body relaxing. That is the best suggestion I can give you as far as restoring trunk rotation with walking. So enough of me talking, let's go ahead and dive right into the exercises. So for this exercise, we're just doing a trunk rotation stretch. The key to this one is to make sure that your shoulders stay flat on the mat or whatever surface you're laying on as you rotate your knees to one side. So I'm just going to show that to you again. Shoulders stay down, especially this shoulder over here. So the shoulder opposite the direction your knees are going, you just really want that shoulder to stay down. And then over to the other side, same thing. Shoulder stays down. And you want to hold that for at least 1 minute. If you wanted to deepen that stretch just a little bit more, you could cross your leg over. And again, keeping that shoulder down, use your leg to pull your knees over. And you want to do this in both directions, so then cross your other leg over and pull those knees over. If you wanted to get a little bit of a deeper stretch, you can lay on your side and rotate all the way over so that your chest is almost down on the mat. Even deepen it more by just rotating your face away to the opposite side. And then same thing on the other side. Bend that bottom knee up and rotate your upper body to the opposite side. And that is to stretch your trunk rotators. So for this exercise, we're just working on now active trunk rotation with legs up on a gym ball. The easiest way to do it is to work in a very small range and to use your hands to kind of stabilize your upper body as you rotate your legs side to side. So again, hands are down to give you a little bit more stability. Then you're just rotating your legs side to side. The easiest is to start with a very small range, not letting your legs fall off the ball. And then as you get better, you can go a little bit further to each side. You just want to keep it nice and smooth. Try not to let your shoulders come off the mat. And try not to let your legs come off the ball. Now we're working on active trunk rotation in sitting. Now, of course, you want to do this to both sides. I am showing this, I think, in a video for the first time. I really like this. This is just a bar that you can buy on Amazon that has two little hooks on each side. It's really great for working any type of like diagonal patterns or rotation, where you can kind of just put resistance on one end of the bar. And if you have strength in both of your arms, hold the bar in both hands. Try and keep your hips still. You see I have a block in between my knees. That just kind of helps to kind of keep your hips and everything, keep them more still and not allow them to rotate with you. But again, you just want your upper body rotating. I highly recommend that you work on active trunk rotation sitting first, because it does help to just feel what it feels like to just get no movement from your lower body and just getting that rotation with your upper body. And again, you're just going to hold that out in front and rotate away. Now, if you don't have use of both of your hands, you can clasp your hands together. So if you only have grip in one hand, just clasp your hands together and rotate away. And of course, you would want to do this to both sides. Then you want to take that same movement, that same trunk rotation to standing. And of course, same thing, if you don't have grip strength or you can't keep your arms straight, just clasp your hands together and you can do the same thing. The key to this one is that you don't let your hips rotate, so you keep your hips pointing forward and you just rotate that upper body. And then next, we're just going to do a standing row. Again, the key to this one is that you're not letting your hips rotate, that you're just letting your upper body rotate. And then if you have use of both hands, you can go back to the bar that we showed earlier and same thing. You can do either a row with that one hand, or you can just try and rotate the whole bar to the side with the band coming from the front, or you can have the band coming from the side and do the same thing. Again, the key to this one is just that you're making sure that your hips stay pointing forward the whole time. Now, for those of you that it might be a combination of the inability to rotate your trunk and maybe a little bit of fear, like I talked about earlier in the video, here's where you would want to change your foot position a little bit to get more comfortable, get your feet in uncomfortable positions and try and rotate that trunk. Again, it's just a way to kind of prepare your body for walking. Again, you're not going to think about this stuff when you're walking. I can't stress that enough, but try and vary your feet a little bit. So kind of stagger your feet and try and do that same row, that same rotation. Again, trying to keep your hips very, very still. Cross your feet and do the same rotation. Cross the other foot over the top. And again, same rotation. You can do either one of those with the band coming from the front as well. That's going to work those trunk rotators. Try with those feet crossed. And if you can even try single leg standing and doing the same thing. For those of you that want to advance it just a little bit more, same thing, have it come from the side and do that same rotation. Again, you're trying to get your feet in the most uncomfortable position possible where you can still maintain your balance and add that trunk rotation movement on top of that. It helps your brain to kind of relearn how to dissociate the upper body from the lower body, which is really important when it comes to that natural trunk rotation when we walk. So I really like doing as many different variations of foot positions as possible and incorporate that trunk rotation. And then I've shown this in other videos, but I really do like it as far as just learning how to relax and get that natural rotation. I'm standing on kind of like a frictionless disc. I've upgraded to more of a higher quality twister disc, and I really do like it. It has zero friction, so it gives you the sensation that you could possibly get a little bit more like out of control on it, because it literally is frictionless, whereas the plastic ones have a little bit of they do have a little bit of friction to them. So I really, really like this one. And again, the goal is that you keep your shoulders still for this one and just let your lower body rotate. And again, it's just getting comfortable, restoring kind of that natural trunk rotation when you're walking. But again, when you get to walking, probably the less you think about it, the better off you're going to be and the more natural your walking is going to look. And then that is it for this video. I hope you guys found this video helpful. If you did and you want to see more videos like this, definitely hit that subscribe button and turn on that notification bell so that you will get notified every time I upload new videos. If you want to get more videos or more exercises throughout the week, head on over to Instagram, follow us over there, where I post 1 to 2 times every single week with different variations of exercises just to kind of help add a little variety to your home exercise program. If you want to go a little bit deeper and you want access to my exercise library that I use with my patients that I see in person, head on over to Rehab-HQ and join our membership program. With your membership, you will get access to, like I said, over 300 exercises specific for neurologic conditions, as well as you will be able to join us for our monthly lives, where you can submit questions in advance and get your questions answered during that live session. And then that is it for this video. I enjoyed spending time with you all today, and I will see you in the next video.